We're talking a little bit of some of this short-term, maybe governmental risk. My take with Noel, I kind of agreed with him, John, is like we've done this thing over and over. It almost seems like it's like a staple of our political system at this point, these shutdowns. But Kalshi says it's 80% chance it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've done it 14 times since 81. It's likely this is going to be the 15th time. So the people that are betting on those prediction exchanges are pretty spot on, I'd say.
86% right now, they're saying shut down tomorrow.
Yeah, and that'll be at 1 second after midnight tonight. I think we're likely to see that. And there were already scheduled about 100,000 people that were going to step away from their government jobs because they were offered early retirement and they took it. Trump wanted them out because these were deep state folks. And the threat here is, I think, very real that there could be a lot more cuts if indeed we do if we don't get to a CR, a continuing resolution, a clean one. I don't think the president and or his vice president are bluffing about that. And, we're staring down the barrel right now.
It's interesting that at 3 p.m. 2 days ago, this thing bottomed out at like a 54% chance, so maybe I'm being a little bit overly cynical that this doesn't have to happen because they had it a coin flip just a couple days ago.
Yeah. And I think the stakes, the Democrats are really trying to scratch out something here, but there really isn't a lot. I don't know that there's a lot of support for spending billions more on healthcare for folks who have either overstayed their welcome or were never welcome in the first place because they didn't properly come across the border. So I think that we're going to see a fight. And in all likelihood, though, I would bet you, Oliver, that if we indeed do have a shutdown, which seems likely, that it'll be relatively short because the midterms are not far off and the Democrats don't want to be tarred with that brush.
Yeah, that's a well said there. Nice wordsmithing there, Dr. J. Hey, I'm looking at to that last point you just made about how many days. Right now, for more than 5 days, it's trading at 65%. For more than 10 days, 44%. Also up and to the right, this chart over the past week. So I mean, it's getting kind of messy.
Yeah, and it probably should be sort of messy. So in other words, if you read into that those prediction exchanges where you've got people putting real money on the line, not just their opinion, I'd say it sounds like it's between 5 and 10 days. Like you said, 65% to 44%. So the fact that it trails off after 5 means we're probably looking, at least in people's minds that are betting, that we'll probably see 5 to 7 days, so as much as a week. But that could be a really painful week because we both know there's a lot of vulnerable folks that really do need to get that check. And I think depending who they blame for the shutdown coming, that is not going to bode well for them in the midterms.
Yeah, fair. I feel like I would fade the more than 35 days. I think that would be pretty extreme, but I mean, it's only at 15%, but still, hey, that's not a bad trade for, I guess you'd have to wait 35 days, but probably not. Well, probably you're only gonna have to wait a couple, I think.
And like you're saying, Andrew, I'm sorry, Oliver, the thing here is that if it's a 15% chance, that means you've got 85% on the side that if you win, you're winning an awful lot, for a very small bet.
Exactly. Your odds are good.
Looking for those kinds of odds. I know you do when you go to the table.
Exactly. Yep. Collecting premium, baby, raising in position and taking down blinds. That's the 85% trade. Okay. So let's bring it back to markets then, John. Let's talk the implications. I think part of that, though, is kind of feeding into the gold run, which has just been unstoppable.
Yeah, truly unstoppable. Silver, pretty much the same way. Silver stalled out a little bit more, but gold, I'm looking here again, the 25th. it was 344. That's the GLD, $344 a share. It jumps up. Just yesterday, it was 352, and it just keeps going higher. And these are
It's
big
amazing.
bets. We're looking at 53,000 contracts yesterday were placed at the November 360 strike. The day before it was October 350 strike, and that was also 53,000. So these
Wow.
certainly seem like big trades when you've got 5.3 million shares equivalent of an option trading. That's a big bet that we're going to see, obviously higher prices. They've been right so far, and I wouldn't fade them at this point.
You said the 360 strike, so they're a little out of the money by like $5. But man, this thing has moved again. A chart every time I look at it, it's just incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible, and it's a run like you haven't seen since Hank Paulson, since John Paulson made that great call on gold a couple decades ago now. But obviously, he's down here with me now in Puerto
Right?
Rico.
Yeah,
I should
exactly.
wander over to his house and ask him
You,
what he thinks today.
yeah. You also got Mr. Schiff down there too.
Yep,
Everybody getting their 51% in together.
two gold bugs right there, and I
And
think
gold
both of them
living
have
in
been
harmony with
handsomely
crypto,
rewarded.
crypto nights, right? Because you got all the crypto people down there too.
There's a lot of crypto guys, but they're not as happy as the gold guys because
Yeah.
a combination of people that don't have hardware wallets, software wallets, confidence in digital assets. They want hard assets like gold.
Yeah.
That'll change as we go forward with these DATS, digital asset treasuries. But right now, I think a lot of the money that would otherwise be looking for either puts or some sort of protection is buying gold.
I like that too. I think that is also basically a solution because you're a lot of times wasting money on the puts. That's kind of what we're talking about here all the time. So gold presents itself as another a solution, an alternative, basically, because it seems to go up when markets go up. It seems to go up when markets go sideways, and sometimes it goes steady or up if markets go down. And that's the key distinction still in my mind from crypto and BTC, because even this
Yep,
year too,
you're
even though the
exactly
timing was
right.
different, Bitcoin still did drop 30% from the high. Let's not forget. So, John, great stuff on the government shutdown impact, the Kalshi trades. Appreciate it, Dr. J.